I'm going to show you the start of my wiring. If you take a look in this old boat, typical of a lot of boats, they just pour the foam in. And again, a lot of that was done right over the wiring, which it's not a big deal until you go to change things, until you go to look at things. And I'm going to show you why it is important to take a look at your wiring. And this one, I was having connection problems. I had a bilge pump that wanted to work, didn't want to work, couldn't figure out why. And when I hooked everything up just to see how things were working, I used to use regular wire at the time. Here's what I noticed. If you take a look at that negative lead right there, that's not tinned, that's copper. I have a new copper wire right here, red one. That is not a tinned wire. That, what you see there on this black wire, is actually just corrosion. If I go like this, you can see where I've cleaned it off to get some of the copper. But trust me, that is not tin. That is a black corrosion on a copper wire. And that causes you all kind of problems. So basically, the wiring harness that came through, I'm going to take out. You can see all the connections here. And trust me, this boat only has a bilge, rear light, your anchor light, and a connection for a aerator. And that's all that's back here, other than your main hot and negative that goes to the fuse box, and your sticker wire on the bottom that's a trolling motor. So just not something I want to work with. What I'm doing, and I did get this wired in, I'm putting a cutoff switch, and I'm actually using a distribution panel, some blocks over there. The main reason why is I'm not going to run I carry 3 pumps back here, 2 bilge pumps and a aerator pump, and I'm not going to run those negatives clear out to the front. So I have the power to cut everything off. I'm going to run my negative into that distribution block. I think that's the proper term. That way I don't have to run all my negatives up. You see my batteries here, and the 2 batteries on the right, they run my 12-volt system. That includes a 12-volt trolling motor that I run in the rear here. So there's not a lot of power coming off that. 3 pumps, a real small Humminbird depth finder, and a trolling motor. The battery on the left is from a 24-volt trolling motor in the front. It's all run by this. It's all powered, recharged, I should say, not powered, by this Minn-Kota MK440D, and I picked that up for $50. It was a marina that went out of business. They had one sitting there, and they wanted to get rid of it, and they just wanted $50. Some of the tools that I'm using, I got a really good crimper. I've got your better connections. I'm not going to say they're greatest because everyone will tell you they have the greatest, but these are all watertight connections, butt connectors right there, what have you. I also use a heat gun. You can use, and a lot of people do use, matches and everything, but I don't like the black stuff. This is all marine wire right here, different colors. It is tinned. The reason I have different colors is that way I can distinguish my one bilge pump from the other, and also my aerator. Kind of keeps things organized. There's my new switches I'm going to put in. This mess here was just, I used regular wire just to make sure connections and pumps and that were running. But that's all going to come out because it's not tinned. Real quickly, I'll show you where my other battery is located. That goes for my Brute trolling motor. And it's up here, and of course there's a breaker on it. I'm going to leave this alone. They do have that really small Humminbird connected onto here, but it doesn't hurt anything. When I get all done, I'll show you the finished project. I'm going to actually run my wire through some tubing. This is actually a really good tubing that you use for live well and you use for your bilge pump. It doesn't have the what I call the accordion effect. It's more of a straight wall shot that really gets the water out, and it's also good for running electric wires. And so I'll show you. I'll show you more once I complete it, but I wanted to show you what I'm working with. Once again, have a great day, and signing off from My Crappy Aluminum Boat.